Rage welled inside, rage that she had never known before, not during her attempted execution, not during any of Chilrith's sermons. Rage against a universe that wouldn't let her live, wouldn't let her children live. She didn't scream, made no noise as she knelt alone on the asphalt. She let the rage rise like waves in a typhoon, slamming against whatever was in their way. An hour passed, perhaps more, and then Morena rose to her feet. The universe would bend. The arc of fate would bend, if that's what it took. She wasn't a woman, no more than Morena, yet the creature was clearly female. Michael saw her, though he didn't understand how that was possible. The landscape around him remained a bare desert, completely devoid of life, and he'd been in it for hours at this point, seeing nothing but the blackness of Brian's mind. There she stood, though. A mile away? Maybe more? Michael couldn't tell distance in here, and if it wasn't for the color wrapping around her, he probably wouldn't have seen her at all. The white aura hung from her like Morena's green. This white, though, resembled the pure white of the ship that dropped from the sky in the field. It looked like the ship Morena traveled in. The white aura blew around the creature, revealing her body of the same nature, the same purity. Am I dreaming? Michael wondered. But could he dream, given the current state of his mind? He stood up from the sand, dusting himself off as he did. The creature raised an arm, though she was too far away for him to understand the gesture. Was she waving? Beckoning? He didn't know what she wanted, but knew he didn't want to go to her. Despite the purity her white brought to mind, whatever she wasn't human. That creature was of Morena's ilk, and she shouldn't be in here. Not in Brian's mind, nor his. Neither had any contact with a creature like this, so why could he see her? Could Brian? No, he wasn't here. The vastness of Brian's mind amazed Michael, but his friend rarely came inside this place. Michael didn't ask why, because he didn't need to. Brian wouldn't find anything in here, just like Michael hadn't until now. "What do you want?" he said silently. "How are you even here?" The creature let her hand drop to her side, but didn't move in any other way. Then, after a few seconds at least, she began crossing the desert sand, heading directly toward him. "If the Makers exist, they created nothing greater than this." The world before Junior stretched out in an endless array of flames and smoke. He had done very little in this city, Los Angeles. No, his army, his brothers and sisters, they created this destruction. And it was good. He only watched, directed, and assessed. Junior walked across the broken ground, moving lightly from jagged concrete to fractured pole, flying just a few inches above the devastation when necessary. Smoke brushed across his face, the smell of burning gasoline venturing with it. Junior walked upwards, climbing the wrecked buildings, wanting to gain a higher vantage point to see what they had truly accomplished. The rocks and rubble tumbled around him as he climbed, his feet causing slight shifts in the way the new structures lay. He didn't stop, though. Didn't even pause, as the moment something crumbled, he would simply lift into the air or have his aura hold the structure together. And finally, he stood 100 feet above the ground. He turned around, slowly, taking it all in, understanding just how much they had been able to do, how far they had pushed, how many lives they took. He saw Bynum still fighting, scattering the few remaining people that hadn't fled or died. Some looked at him and some at each other. Junior glanced up at the mountain backdrop to the city. When he first arrived here, those mountains had been an aside, something to look at once his eyes moved past the city. Now the mountains were the largest structures around for miles. Now Junior's eyes went to them first. He brought himself back to the destruction, wanting to understand if he could have done anything differently, perhaps made the attack safer or more efficient. The ground glittered back up at him, glass twinkling in the dying sunlight. The sun would rise again, though. Junior understood that. Tonight it would fall, and tomorrow the flames would be just a bit less and Bynimian's life just a bit stronger. All over the West Coast this occurred. Up and down the